Hey guys, it is Autumn Skylar Sings here, and today I'm doing more of a talky video. I know I kind of have been doing those a lot lately, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I get a lot of hits on those, and it's kind of therapeutic to talk about all of this. So, I guess first of all, I want to say thank you guys for all of the support that I've been getting on these medical talk videos. It's really been helpful, and it's kind of opened our eyes to some of the things that might be going on, and it's very nice to know that I'm not alone, because for a while I really felt so alone because I knew no one that was really going through what I was going through, but because of you guys I've been able to feel more like I have sort of a family of other medical anomaly kids, people, whatever. So I guess today what I wanted to talk about was kind of some of the stuff that we think is going on that we didn't really think was going on before. The first diagnosis thing is Ehlers Danlos syndrome. A lot of you have written in the comments about it saying, you know, you should get tested for this. You know a lot of people that have both of these conditions, the Chiari as well as the Ehlers Danlos syndrome, and my doctor right now is doing a genetics test. We're still waiting for the results on that, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back that I have some form of Ehlers Danlos because I do have a lot of the symptoms. I'm gonna go ahead and show you my stretchy skin. It's not as impressive as other people's stretchy skin, but it's stretchier than normal to the point where I lift up my skin and some of the kids at school are like, oh my god, are you okay? How are you able to do that? And so yeah, let me show you some of this. So it's really noticeable over here and as well as over here. This one really freaks kids out. So that's one of the symptoms that I have that's, you know, Ehlers Danlos related. I have that velvety, soft skin. I have actually always gotten compliments on my soft skin. My friends have always touched my hands and said, you know, ooh, what moisturizer do you use? And I'm like, I don't use moisturizer. Don't your hands feel like this? And theirs don't. So that also goes in the direction of Ehlers Danlos. That thin, translucent skin where you can like see your veins. I'm not going to show it because it's in sort of inappropriate areas. I'm not really going to strip for you guys, sorry. Also underage, so not going to happen. And even if I wasn't, it wouldn't happen. But yeah, I have like I can see my blue veins in my shoulders over here. Easy bruising, I've always bruised easily. Heavy bleeding. In fact, I actually have a funny story about that. When I was a kid, I wanted to shave like my dad shaved, so I grabbed a razor. I was like 3. I grabbed his razor and I tried to shave, but I only got like a small nick right here, but it bled so much. There was blood all over the bathroom, and we have white tiles. We still have the same tiling upstairs that we've always had. And my mom, she says that she just remembers hearing me just pat around, like go pat, 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 back and forth, and then she opened the door and it looked like a murder scene. There was like bloody footprints everywhere. So that also kind of, since I only had a small little nick here and it bled that much, kind of points in the direction of Ehlers Danlos as well. And there's some other stuff, the hip popping, which I originally thought was just because I have osteopenia, but then I found out that if you have Ehlers Danlos syndrome, things like osteoporosis are, you know, easier to get. So, I mean, it also doesn't help that I had some behaviors in the past that probably worsened what was going on down there in my hip. But yeah, and a lot of the joint popping stuff, not that I can like dislocate it, but like I'll crack it and it'll just pop, make that pop noise. As I said, there's other stuff going on, that constant pain everywhere. So Originally, I thought that I couldn't have Ehlers Danlos because my skin was stretchy and I can't joint dislocate, but then I was just toying around and I saw pictures online of the lifting of the skin on here, so I tried it and I was like, oh my god, my skin looks just like these pictures. Oh no. So, we're hoping that that comes back conclusive. Not that I'm saying, you know, oh, please let me have Ehlers Danlos syndrome, but to have another diagnosis, it would help make sense of all the stuff that's going on. I also have to get some MRIs because they think I have something called intracranial hypertension, which is like similar to syringomyelia, how there's that increased cerebral spinal fluid in the spine and it causes the little syrinxes that I have in my spine because of the excess fluid going into those crevices and staying. That also can happen in your head. Not the syringomyelia syrinxes aspect, but the increased cerebral spinal fluid. So that's great. And that's kind of the more scary of the two. I mean, with Ehlers Danlos, there are 6 different types, and some are more serious than others. I mean, because, you know, and, you know, it's not great to have the lingering thought of, oh god, what if I have the worst type, which is vascular Ehlers Danlos, which shortens the lifespan by quite a bit, and I don't want that, obviously. But with the increased intracranial hypertension, there's a possibility I'm going to have surgery again. And, I mean, it all depends. I have to get a spinal tap if my MRI comes back saying, you know, she has this. I'm going to need to get a spinal tap and they'll get some of the fluid out. Not excited for that. If it does show that I have this thing going on. And I mean, there's other medications, there's diuretics, there's stuff that we can do, but there's that lingering fear of, if none of this works, I'm gonna have surgery again, and this time it's gonna be an even more intensive surgery. And so, since with the other surgery I had, I lost the ability to walk, I have that fear of, oh god, what if I lose the ability to walk again? Especially with these surgeries where they would have to put in oh god, what is it called? A shunt, that's the word. Where it would just be moving the cerebrospinal, not cerebral, wrong word, the cerebral spinal fluid to a different spot. So that way it's not all clogged in the head. But with that, both of the surgeries that I would have to have, because they would also want to go into the dura of here, and if my Chiari has either gotten worse or not gotten better, they would have to try to see what they could do, go into the dura and, you know, work with that brain or whatever they have to do. I'm not an expert on that. I haven't really looked into the procedure that much, mostly because of fear, because I don't really want to know what's going on. But with those procedures, there is an even more increased chance of paralysis. And that's, you know, not a fun thing to think about. And also, I don't want to lose the ability to walk again. I don't want to be back where I started. That would not be great for my psyche. And with going back a little, backtracking, there's also with Ehlers Danlos, there's tethered spinal cord syndrome, which that also scares me, because I think that I haven't really looked that much into that, just because the name of it sounds scary, and I know that it's your spine adheres to a part of you, and obviously that's not supposed to happen. But I'm pretty sure they would have to, you know, do an intensive surgery. So the fact that there's a possibility that I could have a bunch of surgeries, it's not fun. And I've known, I've been following a few of the popular spokespeople for Ehlers Danlos syndrome, and, you know, they talk about having to have like 9 surgeries, and so that's like, great, oh, 9 possible chances for me to end up back in the wheelchair. Not that I'm saying I'm gonna have 9 surgeries, but there's an increased likelihood that I'm gonna need more surgeries than the average person. And I know that I'm kind of saying all of this in a cheery aspect, but that's just kind of my demeanor when it comes to the serious bad stuff, especially now, because it's just so much easier to make fun of everything that's going on than to take it seriously. Because if I were to take it seriously, I would just be curled up in my bed and, you know, not wanting to move for fear that I'll make it worse. Not that moving makes it worse, because I know that my doctor has said, you know, there's that exercise isn't going to make me worse. But I mean, it all depends, obviously. But just there's still that fear. And, you know, if I really took all of this seriously, I'd be curled up in bed, not wanting to move, just leave me alone to wallow in my self-pity, you know. So it's easier to take it all a little more lightly. Now, I know we're 11 minutes in, but I want to still touch on one more thing. I hope you guys will bear with me. I kind of wanted to do an update on all the pain. It stayed the same, if not gotten worse. I know that there's that hope from all of you that it's going to get better, especially since, you know, you guys have been following my story, and I'm really appreciative of that. But my doctors, they haven't even talked about pain management. They don't want to talk about pain management until we get all these tests done. And it's really upsetting, and it's really annoying that you guys know what's wrong with me. Why aren't you giving me something that'll make this better? I mean, I go to school and I have to walk from class to class, obviously. And then when I get home, all I can do is do my homework and just lay in bed on my heating pad that I already have set up for after I publish this video, ready to lie down. But it's exhausting. Even just sitting here and talking to you guys is exhausting. I mean, I also, like, for example, I had my prom last night, my junior prom, and 2.5 hours in, after I left with Advil in me, Tylenol in me, and one of my last pain pills from when I still had a pain pill prescription, but they, you know, stopped that cold turkey. That's a story for a different time. But I was able to last 2.5 hours, and then after that, I was dead. I couldn't handle the loud music. I had to go, our prom was on a cruise ship and there were 3 levels, so I had to go to the top level to get away from the music that was on the bottom level. And to illustrate to you how loud it was, I could still hear it on the top level. And so that's disheartening that I wasn't able to enjoy this milestone because of my pain. It's aggravating, and I'm really hoping that as soon as I have these tests done, my doctors start at least talking about pain management and not just trying to do all of these holistic things, like saying, oh, get a massage, do acupuncture. I clearly need more of that. More than that, not more of that. No, God, no. More than that. Because if I can't even motivate myself to do those things that will help, there's a problem. And you gotta address that problem, not by telling me you have to go and do those things, but by trying medications to help my pain. That's just, you know, the intellectual thing to do. Smart thing. But hopefully, since I'm with a new group, I left the old group because they were trying to tell me I had something that I didn't have, because they just kept trying to tell me that all my pain was because of anxiety, which it's not. Long story short, if you guys want me to go into that and into why I switched more in depth, I will. I'm totally fine doing that. It's totally great. I may have actually touched on that in my other videos. I'm not sure. See, also, with all the pain, my memory it's so shitty. It's so bad. I forget things all the time. My mom tells me to go and do something, and I sit there and she's like, Autumn, did you do this thing? And I'm like, you never told me to do that. And then she's like, yeah, Yeah, I did. I did. Like 5 minutes ago, I asked you. But, I mean, she understands. So, yeah. All of that pain also is why it's taken me so long to both post a video talking to you guys as well as a singing video, because sadly, with the conditions I have, that makes singing hurt a lot. And it sucks because that is one of the two things that I love to do more than anything else in the world, singing and acting. But hopefully we'll find something that alleviates all that pain so I can update you guys regularly with both new singing videos as well as new talking videos. So, I guess that's kind of it for this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you guys want to do. I know that me saying that isn't going to make you do it, but I mean, everybody says it, so I might as well. Again, I want to thank you guys for all of your support. It really is helpful, and it means so much to me. I can't even put it into words, all of the support that I get. It's so nice. It's so sweet. I know those are such minimal words to the strong emotions I have towards all of that support. So just thank you guys. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.